Okay, this session I'm working on SwaybarInfo. I got a bunch of refactorings in mind. Currently, Swaybar uses the Rust edition 2021, so I'm bumping that up to the latest one, which is 2024. Naturally, this does add some clippy warnings due to new things being more available than the previous version. I believe one of the new things for 2024, Rust Edition 2024, is that if lets can be chained. There can be more than one let as part of an if statement. SwaybarInfo works by outputting JSON, and the swaybar that's used as part of Sway takes that JSON and renders the information at the top of the screen. There's a cargo format change, probably because of the additions changing. I use cargo format a lot for basically every Rust project, so I might as well commit the changes now instead of letting it rest for a later commit. This change, I'm renaming ArgsResult to Args. If it had a result type, it would make sense for it to have result in the name, but it doesn't. So it makes more sense to rename the name to just Args. This change, I'm changing some hash sets into vectors because the non-exact whitelist, blacklist things, containers, I do check against if it's a direct match, but every other blacklist, whitelist container, I'm iterating through every entry because I'm not checking for an exact match. I'm checking if it contains it or begins with the string or ends with the string. So it makes more sense to use a vector since all I'm doing is pushing the strings I want to check against and then iterating through each of those containers to check per string. Doing some double checking here just to make sure that everything works as intended. Here I'm changing the loading and storing, or storing and loading of the atomic boolean that is used when a signal is sent to the program, like Control-C or a kill command on the terminal. It doesn't need to be SeqCst, it could be acquire release. So I changed the load to acquire and the store to a release. Okay, this change, I'm unifying every enum error because I had several different error types and spread across at least 3 different modules. So I'm unifying them into a single error module. Having your own error type is useful in cases where you're going to use a lot of different results types. If your error type can handle conversions from other error types, then when a result has a question mark operator after it, and if it's a supported error type, it will cast to your error type. A little trick I believe I learned from the Rust for Rust Stations book. I accidentally deleted a little too many lines here when moving the error type. There's a different struct that I kind of accidentally also removed with it. So I undo the remove and redo the removal for the stuff I should actually remove in this part of the code. Here there's another error type I'm handling, which is format errors. So I need to implement the from trait for that error to my error. And because I'm adding another enum value for my error, for the format error, I also need to implement what is required by the error trait for each of my error enum possible values. Accidentally deleted a curly brace. I fixed it though. And error needs to derive debug. I'm kind of using it interchangeably, but it can be confusing. There's an error trait in the Rust standard library, and I'm implementing the error trait with error enum in my error module, to be clear. So here I'm changing main to return a result type. The OK value being an empty set and the error value being the error enum I defined in the error module. Here I'm concerned about the OK function calls. Every result has a function named OK, which basically tells the compiler I'm ignoring this result. It would be better to replace them with the question mark operator so that it unwraps the result if it's an OK, and it returns the error type if it's not an OK. I eventually do that here, after some thinking about it. So that's basically all the changes this session. There isn't much else to say, so thanks for watching.